Hey, what's up you guys? It's Caboose bringing you another video, and today what I got for you guys here is some huge news in the rumor mill. There may be a brand new Marvel game that's in development, and it's going to be a fighting game, maybe made by EA. Now, I know some people out there are grunting and groaning, hearing that EA might be making a Marvel game, but we're going to talk all about today why that might be some extremely exciting news. Before we get into everything though, if you're looking forward to seeing some more Marvel games on the way, well then scroll down right now and hit that thumbs up button. Share your excitement with me. Let's try to get this video to 1,500 likes. And listen, when it comes to the rumor mill, we all get a little hungry for the news, okay? And sometimes we need to satisfy that hunger, which is a perfect time to jump in to today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by HelloFresh. Now, what is HelloFresh, you might be asking? It is America's #1 meal kit, where you're gonna get seasonal recipes, fresh, pre-measured with all the ingredients delivered straight to your door. HelloFresh makes cooking at home fun, easy, and as well, the main thing, affordable. Me and my girlfriend put together this tomato garlic beef spaghetti that they sent us, and holy smokes was it so good. I'll be completely honest with you, I'm not the most world-renowned chef, but putting this together felt like I was. It was super duper tasty. We absolutely loved it. And they don't judge here at HelloFresh. They're accommodating actually. If you're a vegetarian, if you're a pescatarian, whatever your dieting situation might be, they have fit and wholesome meals to make it easy to stick to your goals. The HelloFresh recipes are pre-portioned ingredients, and that means less prep for you and less wasted food at the end of the day. They're also the first carbon neutral meal kit company. Nearly all of the packaging is recyclable. So, I mean, how about that for thinking outside the box? So listen, I don't know what you're waiting for, but use my link. Go to the description box below or head to hellofresh.com and use code POGCABOOSE July 16. Once again, that is POGCABOOSEJULY 16. You're gonna get 16 free meals and 3 surprise gifts across 7 boxes, plus free shipping. That's a hell of an offer if you ask me. Thank you very much to HelloFresh for sponsoring today's video. It's actually been a dream of mine to work with them, so this has been amazing. And with that being said, enjoy the rest of the video. Seriously, you guys need to get your hands on some of that HelloFresh. Links in the description. But okay, with that being said now, let's jump into today's video. We got a lot to talk about and a lot to speculate about, but first, let me give you guys the news. Okay, so we've talked about him before, but Special Nick, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that, who's over on the Xbox Era podcast, was talking just the other day, quite a few days ago actually. I know I'm a little late on this news, but there's some more information that we're going to talk about in this video, so stick with me. But Nick was talking during the Xbox Era podcast, and he dropped another bombshell during their rumor mill segment. And well, roll the clip.
All he told me I'm allowed to say is that there's a rumor going around that EA is working on a Marvel title.
So that's right. According to Nick's sources, EA is developing a Marvel game. That's so interesting. Now, where did I get that it's going to be a fighting game? Well, first of all, the obvious, the last time we saw EA make a Marvel game or make a game that was with the Marvel brand, the only time really, was when it was a fighting game. It was kind of an open arena style fighter in the same vein of those Dragon Ball Z games that I'm sure a lot of people are a fan of. And it was Marvel Nemesis, Rise of the Imperfects. I loved this game back in the day. Such a guilty pleasure of mine. And if you know about this game, then you've definitely been granted access to your Veterans Superhero Games card. I mean, who here can't forget booting up your PS2, playing as Spider-Man, winning a match, and then hearing him go,
"You know what we call that? We call that a web-slinging ass-kicking."
There was also other characters that you could play as on different platforms, which totally wouldn't fly today, but at the time, everyone was so excited to get their hands on characters like Captain America, I think, who was only available on the PSP. I wasn't able to get the game twice, unfortunately. That just didn't fly with my parents at the time, but I really wanted to because of how cool that concept was. Nevertheless, Marvel Nemesis, it means a lot to my childhood, and if we're gonna get a brand new fighting game from EA, I hope it's that same open arena style. With today's technology, a game like that could be really fun. I don't necessarily think it's Marvel Nemesis 2. That would be very interesting, but to me, I don't really want that at this point. I thought at the time the novelty, the idea of EA creating these new characters in the Marvel universe that were supposed to be these imperfect people, as the name of the game is supposed to go, that was something interesting for the time. But now, if we're getting another Marvel fighting game, I want it to be strictly Marvel characters. There's so many different characters to choose from, so if they were to occupy half of the roster with brand new characters, that'd be a little upsetting to me. It'd be a bit of a waste. EA was also working on another open arena fighter like Marvel Nemesis, and it was supposed to be developed by EA Chicago. And there's tons of footage on it online. Some people have even been able to access kind of the early builds of the game, and it's super rough. It's really rough around the edges. Some of it's not even fully developed. This game, unfortunately, did not see the light of day, but the little bits that were polished, the little bits that were shown online, this was a really cool concept and could have been something very special. There was destructible environments, some buildings would topple over sometimes. There's some crazy stuff that you could have been able to do in that game. It would have been cranking up the gameplay of Marvel Nemesis up to 11. I'd say I'm sad that that game didn't see the light of day, but maybe it's gonna have some sort of a resurgence, or maybe we'll get some sort of spiritual successor with whatever EA is supposedly developing in terms of a Marvel project now. But another reason why people are speculating that this Marvel game from EA could be a fighting game is because of the Thinny, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, who is a known modder in the Mortal Kombat and fighting game community. They tweeted out, according to a source, EA is working on a fighting Marvel game and not NetherRealm. Unsure how credible this source is, but it comes similar to the Multiverses source, so I believe Thinny here was reliable in leaking some stuff for Multiverses. Now, I can't sit here and tell you that both of the sources mentioned in this video are extremely credible. I do not know. I am just reporting on the rumors here, and I want to give you guys my thoughts, my speculation. I will say that it seems likely enough that EA would be working on a Marvel game. I mean, they have the Star Wars license. How couldn't they get the Marvel license as well? That's still all under that Disney banner. And if we're operating under the assumption that Nick is correct on the Xbox Era podcast, that they have a credible source, well then, if EA's working on a Marvel game, it's likely that it's a fighting game based on their track record with Marvel projects in the past. And I hear you guys, okay? EA hasn't really done the best job in earning the goodwill of the community. I mean, very recently, they put out just, what was that tweet, guys? Come on. And yeah, if it's a Marvel fighting game that they're making, there is grounds there for some microtransactions. But I'd hope that after the disaster that was Star Wars Battlefront 2, that followed the disaster of Star Wars Battlefront 1, that EA has finally learned their lesson when it comes to microtransactions. And even though they put out that completely ignorant tweet about single player games, they're still the ones. EA is the ones who published Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and people loved that game. So they've definitely made some good games, even not that long ago. So there's still stuff to look forward to here. And again, I'd really love to see it happen. I would love to see that canceled project get revived. Imagine with today's technology and the way the games are made today, how good it could look, the particle effects, the destructible environments. It could be so much fun. And overall, I don't know about you guys, but I am craving a Marvel fighting game. No disrespect to Marvel vs. Capcom, I'm just not good at those games, and I would love to see just a straight up Marvel fighting game without the Capcom characters, so that we can allow for a big roster that goes deep into the Marvel lore. And speaking of when we can see this game, well, who knows when it'll end up being revealed if all is true about these rumors, but it could happen as early as the Game Awards later this year, at the end of the year actually, in December. But if not, then we'll expect it maybe further down the line. E3's coming back. It's going to be an in-person event next year, so maybe EA will do their EA Live event again in person and have the reveal happen there. Really, it all depends how far along the development process is as of when this rumor has come to light. Could it have been that the game has been in development for a year or two? If so, the reveal is probably right around the corner. Honestly, in the next year, we'll probably see this game shown to us. But if it's that EA just got the green light and they started working on this project, well, don't expect to hear from it for a couple of years. Either way, I got you covered on this channel. Don't you worry. If an EA Marvel fighting game is coming, I'm going to be covering it a ton. I'd be so excited for that. But with that being said, now I want to kick it to you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about these rumors? Do you think they're true? Do you want them to be true? And if so, do you think that it's going to be a Marvel fighting game? What's your dream roster like? Sound off with all that in the comment section below. If you enjoyed today's video, if you could consider hitting that thumbs up button, it would show your support. I'm Caboose, and you can click on screen to make your way to one of the other videos on the channel, or you can click my logo to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter, or check out HelloFresh. Those links are in the description. Drop a like if you enjoyed, leave a comment if you have an opinion, and subscribe if you're new. See you guys later.